From business to entertainment, I sit down with folks who have reached their own level of success to discuss their accomplishments, the lessons they've learned, and the challenges they faced along the way. You're listening to The Jordan James Show. The pandemic has been hard on us all, but performers have definitely been hit especially hard, since the new normal makes it almost impossible for them to do what they love. Today's guest is Jelena Cingara, who is a doctor of musical arts in piano performance and has been performing for over 30 years. Her playing has taken her all over the world, including Rome, Italy, and Carnegie Hall in New York City. Cingara attributes her success to hard work, determination, and to the guidance of impactful teachers. Jelena Cingara, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. So happy to be here.
So you're a teacher, performer, also a doctor of musical arts. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about your origin story. Where did you come from? Where did you get your education from? And what does being a performer and a doctor of musical arts mean to you?
Okay, so I was born in Serbia and former Yugoslavia. I don't know, I'm sure some of you know that country, but now it's Serbia. And basically what happened to me when I was around 6 years old, my parents took me to this entrance exam to this gifted music school that we had in Novi Sad, Serbia. And basically out of maybe 200 kids, 25 get accepted. And then they work with them very, very seriously. For example, we had piano once a week. We had music theory, solfeggio once a week. But because I had really good teachers, they would always give me lessons twice a week. They were so enthusiastic. And the thing is, it was all sponsored by the government. It was all for free. So can you imagine, compared to North America, getting all that really serious music education since you were a kid? And we also had to take exams once every 6 months. So it was cool. It was very, very good education from the start. And I think those teachers installed a love in me for music. And yeah, when I was around maybe in grade 5, I started taking music really seriously. I started practicing about 3 hours a day. And I really decided I really want to do that as a career. And my teacher was really, really encouraging. And he basically told me I can become a pianist. I'm very, very, have all what it takes to become a very good, successful concert pianist. So
Right.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest influences at the beginning, because he was a great guy, very understanding guy. I always tend to go towards these people who are understanding, supportive of me. This is what I'm looking for, when I'm looking for in teachers. So after that education, my family moved to Toronto when I was 15, and I continued here at the RCM, and then I went to U of T for piano performance for 4 years. And after that, I continued in the States. I got a full scholarship to do my master's degree at the University of Toledo in Ohio. And then after that, I did my doctorate in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah. So that all completed about 4 years ago. So yeah, now I'm a doctor in music.
Wow. Yeah.
Basically, I think I spent maybe 13 years at university, something like that altogether. But that's good. I think it all paid off. And yeah, what does it mean to me? Well, it's my main passion, I feel. And, I still practice about 3-4 hours a day. And I don't know, I just feel like music really moves me. So whenever even if I don't play music that day, I'm going to listen to music. So there's not one single day that goes by that, music is not in my life. I feel it's a soothing feeling, So I feel that everybody should listen to music or get involved in music somehow, because it's also kind of meditative. So I feel that I think maybe that's what's lacking today in the society a little bit. Something that they can relax with, and where
Right.
they think about their problems, where you can just enjoy, going through your own dream world with it and stuff like that. So that's how I feel about music. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned how young you were when you started. What do you think the significance of starting that young is?
I think it's important. But it doesn't mean that if you start a little bit later, you won't be able to become as good. I think it all depends on
Right.
you. You know what I mean? I think you have to have a lot of years of education, and you have to take your education seriously. But I think it's up to you how fast you progress during those years, because that's what I see in students also. Some students, if they take it very seriously, they can progress faster. But then some students they tend to take their more time. So I think it's good to get started so young because it develops a lot of your senses, from the very beginning. I think it was also very important that I had ear training from the beginning, which I think is lacking in North America sometimes, and maybe that's why sometimes they have a harder time picking things up. So I had a lot of serious training from the beginning, so I was lucky.
Right. And when did you know that playing was something that you were meant to be doing?
Yeah, like I said, when I was around grade 5, that's when I started practicing 3 hours a day. So I would I would rather do the piano. I would just ditch my homework. It was more interesting for me to do, piano, and I was so involved in it. I was so interested in it, and it was so fulfilling for me. And then homework was just okay, I'll just do it a little bit and then whatever,
Right, for sure.
Uh-huh.
So talk to me a little bit about some of the highlights of your career so far. Where has your career taken you up until now?
So, yeah, I feel after my doctorate, that's where it really started happening for me. So I was basically went everywhere. I went to Europe so many times. So, for example, we went with my professor from Utah. We went twice to France, and she had her master classes there. That was amazing. There was, picturesque nature behind us, amazing French food the whole day, playing piano the whole day, and swimming in the pool. That was one of the really nice things, and socializing. And then I played in the Carnegie Hall as well. So me and my cellist, we won a competition, the American Protege, and we got second place. And then we got to perform in Carnegie Hall. That was also great.
Wow.
Yeah. So then another one was when I went to my former native town of Novi Sad, and I gave a concert there as well. That was also great. So it takes you everywhere. Before the pandemic, we had concerts booked in San Francisco with my trio. We were supposed to go, and then that never happened. That might happen sometime in the future, we'll see. But basically, I think it's up to you how you organize your life and how how much you perform, what you want to do after it.
Yeah.
Because I think lots of things are possible, but you have to kind of be proactive about it. This is what I think. So many things have happened to me that were super nice with music. So
for sure. And you mentioned that a lot of the things that you had in the works had been shut down because of the pandemic, and we'll get to that in just a second. But I want to go back a little bit to your experience at Carnegie Hall, because that's big. What was that moment like for you? Talk me through that experience.
Okay, so basically, it was that competition had a few winners. It wasn't just us. So I feel like we were put there, but basically it was kind of, I feel like I couldn't completely enjoy it because it was just one after the other, kind of thing.
Right.
But it was cool when I went to the, to the green room where pictures of all these famous people as you're coming in to Carnegie Hall, and then just the beauty of it is amazing and iconic, and I don't know, it was just a super exhilarating experience, So yeah, that's one of the most famous halls from all over the world. So
for sure.
Was really amazing, yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. So what were you feeling in that moment while you were playing? Were you nervous at all? Did you look into the crowd of all the balconies and all the people? What was that like for you?
It was great. I just felt I just tried to do my best. I don't really think about nervousness anymore when I perform. I just think I have to be there, I have to do my best, and I have to be relaxed about it, because
right.
I think I've had years and years of experience where I was nervous, and then at some point I realized how to overcome the pressure, and I don't really get so nervous anymore. I think it's more the experience, you do it a lot, and then you realize how to calm yourself down in the moment. But yeah, it was great. It was, of course, I would love to then I was I want to do this all the time,
Oh, for sure.
I get used to this, So yeah, it was amazing.
Definitely. I'm sure there will come a time again where you'll be back there. Hopefully, I'll be watching you in the audience that time.
Sure. Yeah, there's some of my people that I know from New York. They just do a lot of concerts there. They play with different orchestras. So it's when I live in New York,
right.
Once you get into those circles, I guess you know how to. Yeah.
So you talk about your career in your education, rather. So over a decade of education.
Yes.
What level of drive do you have to have in order to earn a DMA, or in order to make it to that level with your education?
Well, I think it has to be very high. I mean, I feel I'm a little bit more relaxed now that I'm finished my DMA, but I remember like it was like a huge deal, for example, to get accepted into master's degree. You had to do so much work. It was so much preparation. Like since basically during university, I practiced 4 or 5 hours a day, and then on top of that, you have all of your classes, and then sometimes you have part-time work on the side, so it was a lot of work. And then also during my master's, it was the same thing. In my doctorate also, it was like, I felt like my doctorate was the most intense out of all of them. So basically during my doctorate, they push you, like in the States, when you do the doctorate, they push you like really hard. I feel in some ways it's a little bit even aggressive, but I like that approach better because I think it turns you into like a stronger musician at the end. And they push you really hard, and I don't know, they speed up your learning process. And I really think, like, for me, it was like an amazing experience. And after that, you feel like you're like ready for anything, kind of thing. So yeah, but basically I think you have to have like tons of drive. It was basically a daily, every day you had to do. I remember for the first 2 years of my studies, I studied from like 9 o'clock in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night. I wouldn't stop, and it was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was like that. And then on top of that, I was working, like part-time jobs, teaching piano because if you go to the States to study, like even if like you get a scholarship, or it still costs a lot, like just to live there and like and all that. So you always have to work, So yeah, and after my second year, is like I felt like a little bit more relaxed. I started to do a little bit more fun things, not just like study. And like now I feel like I'm pretty well balanced, like I think once you reach a certain point, if you work hard, you still have to work hard, but I feel like you know how to manage like, your busyness kind of thing in a more relaxed way. So I feel like that's where I'm right now, and it feels good, Yeah.
For sure. Now, did it feel like work, or is the saying true when they say that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life?
I don't know. I feel like during my doctorate, my teacher was so positive that like, for me, it felt like, ooh, I love going to school. Because
For
like,
sure.
I felt like, you had to work really hard, but then I felt like she was understanding, like with like, with your hard work. She was always like positive and pushing you in the right direction, and like, and just I think, in the States, I felt my educational experience was like very positive in like all kinds of ways. This is why I like studying in the States. I felt in Canada it was like so, but over there, I don't know, they're just like more enthusiastic. That's what I thought. And that matched my spirit, and I enjoyed that. So
Yeah. Now you talk about your master's and your DMA, but I want to go back a little bit even further to your bachelor's at U.F.T. because, I mean, here in Canada, that's the #1 musical school in Canada.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what was that experience like for you, and what kind of challenges did you face? I mean, even through your entire education, what kind of challenges did you face during that time?
Well, I felt like I don't want to like diss UFT, but I felt like I really had a better experience in the States. I don't know. I think that like in these top music schools, I think a lot of the times like they like expect stuff from you, but they don't really explain what you're supposed to be doing, kind of thing. And I feel that like even at like some of my jobs, sometimes this is how I feel. Like sometimes like they just expect, but they don't want to like take the time to understand you. And like I felt it was a good experience, like in some ways, but in some ways, maybe I was a little bit too young for that school at that time, and I didn't really like, or maybe I didn't really find the exact correct teacher that they needed at the time. And like I feel like if you have a good teacher, you're gonna be okay in any school. This is what I think. So for me, that U of T experience was kind of like weird. But it's okay because like, like challenges, like, yeah, I still, even though I had challenges when I was a student at UFT, like I felt that after that, like maybe that like pushed me to do even better, like later on. And like, so it's okay. Maybe like some lessons are learned there. I don't know. But I think, yeah, I think it's a competitive school, like it's because it's like #1 in Canada. But I feel like sometimes, I don't know how to explain it. I felt that competitiveness can be managed in a different way than they managed it, like, it doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? This is what I think. Yeah. So.
And you went all the way. I mean, earning your DMA. So what inspired you to continue on your education in musical arts?
So what happened is I met another teacher after my bachelor's. Like I thought like, what am I going to do now? Like, I don't know if I want to stay in Toronto. What do I want to do? I felt like after my bachelor's, like where am I going to go now? And I met a friend who told me to go to this music camp in the States, which was held by this professor, Rebecca Pennies, Chautauqua Institution. And she's like, just go meet her. And I was like, okay, cool. And she gave me like a little bit of a scholarship, and I went to study there. And basically she was also super amazing. She won a prize in the Chopin competition. If I don't know if you know what Chopin competition is, like it's one of the most famous competitions, like in the world. Like she won like audience prize the same year that Marta Argerich won. And
Oh,
basically
wow.
she told me she was the one who was able to like get me get me to Toledo and like manage a scholarship for me and all of these things. So I don't know. She was just a really, really, really super positive influence, and I think she could see, something in me that she liked. So we're still kind of in touch sometimes, even now. So she
Right.
was really like positive influence, like amazing musician. He was a professor at Eastman School of Music, and yeah, really good. Yes.
Now, talk to me about your teachers a little bit more. What impact did they have on you? I know that you just mentioned something a little bit there, touched on it a bit.
Yeah, so my first teacher that was really amazing was the teacher that I had at my elementary music school in Novi Sad. He was the one his name was Frederick Stankovic. So he was the one who influenced me a lot to become a professional musician. And then, of course, your teachers are the most influential things that like push you through your education. And like I'm an emotional person, so I tend to get like attached to them. So and then during like my master's and my doctorate, I felt like they're almost like your mom or dad or something like that.
Right. Well, you spend so much time with them, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like during, it's like such an like really intense, because music is so intense. And then how can you stay like non-emotional if the music is intense? You know what I mean? Like you have to get like if you're sharing emotions, so of course like you're gonna be like it's. I feel like it's in a more emotional relationship than maybe with like your math teacher or something.
Oh, for sure, for sure, yeah.
But I don't know, like that. Maybe that's just me. Some people maybe don't get so attached. There's like some people who play piano in a more detached way. Maybe they don't. But I don't know. For me, like, yeah, my final teacher was amazing. She was just like, she's like a really cool person. So she knows basically how to deal with you. She knows how to deal with your emotions, how to push you in the right direction always, and always go with your brain first, and then with your emotions second. And I don't know. She's just an amazing teacher, performer, like all together. She knows exactly how to manage tears. She was an amazing influence on me. During my master's, I had a really good teacher as well. So yeah, of course, they're like, you wouldn't be who you are today, like from all of your, like the influence from your teachers. And if you get the right teachers, if you're lucky enough, yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. And would you say that that speaks to the level of passion that comes from music and your art?
Yeah, of course. I just feel like that's like, because it's impossible to like, how can you play music without emotions? I mean, I don't know, like, so yeah. But yeah, I feel like, it's great. I think that those teachers were amazing, and like I thanked them from like pushing me and like to where I am today, so it was great. So I like after I finished my doctorate, I missed being a student so much. I was like, I want to stay a student for the rest of my life, because like you're getting a lot of attention, from like all of these. And then when you start working, it's like you who has to put in the attention towards other people, So
Right.
so it's nice when you're a student, like everybody's always like giving you attention.
Just kind of going off of that, talk to me a little bit about some habits or skills that you find really important in living a successful life.
Yeah, well, I find that like you need to work hard. Like I always work hard. Even now, I still like practice like 3-4 hours a day. I like I teach piano 3-4 hours a day. But I feel like you need to enjoy your life. Like I think a lot of people get caught up in like, oh, I'm so busy. I don't know. Like I think you need to do everything in like, if you do everything in a relaxed way and in a calm way, I think it's better for you. And if you enjoy your life, it's better for you. And I tend to do something that I enjoy like almost every single day, or like go work out, or like something that will like calm yourself down. And like I feel that if you just get caught up in working all the time, it's not as fun, like. So and you need to make your like work more fun, and then if you make your life fun, then your work will be better too. That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. And you talk about your teaching. I kind of want to know how that has changed, or what that looks like now with the pandemic and everything that has happened. Because obviously you're not doing in-person lessons at the moment.
Yeah, I was like since March, when the pandemic hit, we started doing online teaching. And at the beginning, I was like, it was so weird for me because I'm used to doing in person, obviously, all this time. Because I was in New York at the time, basically my lessons got cut to half. It was like I lost half of the students because of the pandemic, because they didn't want to do online. And like, I guess people were stressed out and everything. So, and then I gained a lot of it back. I feel like it depends on the student. Like, I think if the student is motivated and if it's a good student, I think they will learn no matter what. And I think it has been efficient, and I have students who have improved a lot, you know. But I've also had students who have struggled with it. It also depends, like how you learn. Like I've had, like, some students didn't like it so much, but so like I think it can be efficient. It can be good, but for me, I just feel like you also have to establish a connection with them, even if it's through Zoom. I think if you're able to establish a connection with them, I think it'll be good. And by this point, you have some students that I really like a lot. And like, I think like the more you get to know them, like I think the more they open up to you, and it's more fun, At the beginning, maybe at the beginning, they're like, oh, like, shy. But now we like joke around, we do so many things. And I really feel like, I don't know, it feels good, after a certain time.
Yeah.
But I feel that like, I think it's up to the individual person, but I'm definitely looking forward to going back to in person because I myself feel that at this point that I feel like, all of us need that kind of like personal interaction with people, like more than just like doing an online thing. I don't know. Some people like the online, but for me, I'm like looking forward to going back to in person now. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I feel like there's definitely been some positive notes in terms of going online. Some people kind of work better behind a screen, and it kind of allows them to be themselves a little more. So just kind of, I'm really interested in knowing how that passion and how that connection in terms of music has translated over to online.
I feel like I said, like I think like it's okay. I think as if you can like establish a good connection with the student, I think if you keep them engaged, I think if you get them to open up, relax, it can be okay. But I feel like I'm a little bit more extroverted than just like, sitting at home and like doing online things.
Right.
I like to go out in the world and talk to people. Even now I just go and talk to everybody, I'm just like, I like to interact. And like, for me, it's just been kind of like, it's been okay. I got used to it after a while, but now I just feel like, okay, it's like, if you still want to continue online, but most people are actually more and more wanting to go to back in person. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe for some people it might work. So for some people, I think it might work if you live in some really remote place where there's like not a lot of piano teachers around you, or you don't feel like driving, or like you don't feel like moving from your house.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Getting used to being on your couch or getting used to doing work from the comfort of your own bed. That's going to be the big challenge of getting back to normal.
Yeah, for me, I felt, that's good too, because like, right now I have students from like all over in California, New York. I'm like, how am I going to like put all these people together in one place?
Wow.
So I feel like, but on the other hand, yeah, like that could be like kind of convenient in terms of like, like traveling and everything. It's a good thing, definitely. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I would probably say the only con or the only downside to moving online, especially in my world, is that we're all at the mercy of our internet connections.
I know. Yeah. In terms of internet connection, yeah, of course it's like better in person, like for music than,
right.
But I don't know, like I think you can still accomplish a lot. I think the people like after a while they got used to it and like they were more like comfortable with it, And if you're at home the whole day, what else are you gonna do? You want to take some classes? You want to do something? You don't want to be just sitting there, Right now, I even have like master classes for my adult students, and I'm having master classes for my like younger students, so like they're enjoying it. So we're gonna have a concert soon. Yeah, basically everything is online. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So just kind of on a side note, there, where can people connect with you, or if they're interested in lessons, or if they kind of want to just learn more about that route?
So piano lessons, NYC, .space/home and then / again. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And we'll put all that in the show description as well.
Sure. Yeah. If you want to, take a lesson or join our master class, or if you want to observe, or wherever, you have a great time. So.
Awesome. Yeah. So just kind of on a more of a personal note, what does someone such as yourself who relies on gatherings and concerts, I know that you mentioned teaching, but what else do you do during this time of isolation, just even on a personal note, or to kind of keep yourself positively lifted in terms of spirits?
Yeah, I feel like, I hung a lot with my family while I was here. That I felt like I was in New York, and then it just felt so weird because like everybody was freaked out at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just want to go somewhere where I feel like more like relaxed, more normal. And I felt like during this time it was good to be like around family and friends, because like a lot of my family and friends were like more relaxed about it and like kind of like pushed through it. They weren't so like, I don't know, I felt like they were kind of worried, but not that worried, like maybe like some other people. Like, so I felt that was good. And also like, what do? I I don't know. I watched a lot of movies.
Oh, me
like,
too. Me too.
like everybody. I work out. What else? Like I don't know. Like do many like on the weekends. I usually do stuff with like family or friends. So just trying
Right.
to. I mean, you couldn't do that much here since November. So before that we would go to restaurants sometimes. We would go to like whatever was open. We would basically do. Sometimes we would go out from out of town. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely looking forward to concerts like Broadway September. Oh my God, I'm gonna go like once a week.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I definitely miss live performances.
Yeah.
I think the last one I saw would have been The Lion King in Toronto.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
It's an amazing
Broadway
performance.
is reopening fully on like in the fall, so I'm definitely gonna go at least once a week.
Oh my goodness. Lucky. So just someone like yourself, like what do you think the future has in store for live performances? Like, do you think there's going to be any changes? I know that things are starting to reopen again, but what do you think that's going to look like?
I think it will slowly get back to normal. It's just gonna take time. Like I don't know, in Canada it's still slow, but in New York they're already doing like performances like outside, and they're still reopening theaters. I think the vaccine will like solve everything. You just need to believe that it will solve everything. Like it's up to you. And yeah, basically in New York they're going back to like 100% in September. So yeah, I think it'll be fine. You just need to I think people just need to stop freaking out and like kind of be a little bit more like, I mean, I understand it's like I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I just think that it's like you have to get vaccinated and stay cool, and like it will all go back to normal eventually. Yeah, maybe it will still take time, like maybe not right away, but eventually maybe I don't know when in Canada, but I think it will get back to normal. Just I don't know exactly when, but yeah, just have to believe that it will go back to how it was. Yeah.
For sure, yeah, and
The faith,
everybody's right, and everybody's talking about the new normal, and I mean, wearing masks and just whatever it is that we've been getting used to. But I mean, I personally think that looks different for everybody. Talk to me a little bit about your new normal. What have things been like for you in your bubble?
I feel like music has helped me a lot to get through all this. I practiced a lot. I teach, I don't know, like 15 hours a week. I try to do some collaborations with my friends. Yeah, it's been fine. It's been like okay. This is why I'm going back to New York, because I really want to go back to actual normal.
Right. The old normal.
I just feel it's been like too long, since like at the beginning it was in New York. It was kind of like it was here, but now it's like here how it was. Like I just feel like since November it's been like taking too long, And I feel that people are like less and less communicative. Everybody's getting like kind of down, and like I'm just like not really like in the vibe. Like it's like I guess you have to do like everything like by yourself to make yourself to keep your life positive. But sometimes it's not so easy if like people around you are like so down. Like how do you like keep super positive all the time?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need energy from other people as well. Like so. The positivity, and I feel like New York has a good vibe, so I think it'll be good. Yeah, everybody's saying that basically whoever I talk to, they're saying it's much more lively. Things are getting back to normal, so I'm just looking forward to that. And then I think we'll be back in Canada. It'll be probably good by September.
Okay, well that's good. I'll definitely be holding on to that because I'm stuck here. Unfortunately, I can't come with you. Just sneak me in your suitcase. No one will know.
Yeah, I feel like Americans are like, in some ways, they're like more, like they're pushing forward now a little bit faster than Canadians,
Right.
I think Canadians are a little bit more scared with all this, like, so I don't know.
Yeah, and actually that brings me to my next point, because I think you and I were talking about this a little bit as well, where Canadians kind of compare themselves to what's happening in the US. And
oh my God, it's like
right? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like okay, so I feel that like but I think even there, like when I was there, everyone was like, "Oh, things are so much better in Canada," and they had no idea how it's like in Canada.
No.
And it like whoever I talked to, that's called, and like they have no idea. And then over here, they're always like, "Oh, they're comparing themselves." Like they're like, I don't know. I guess everybody's at home right now and they're listening to the news a lot, right?
Yes.
And everybody's like, even like I saw like even articles a lot like how like Canadian vaccination is like faster than the American. I'm like, how can you even like? I don't understand like.
Yeah.
But I feel like that they're like competing, with the US, and they always like. But I guess every country does it. They always want to like make themselves look good or something. I don't know. It's like weird, but you also have to be realistic. But I don't know, like like in every country, I guess every country thinks that they're the best. So I don't know. You know what I mean? In some ways, Yeah.
I mean, yeah, can't argue with you there. That definitely seems to be a thing.
Even in Serbia, they're always like, "We're the best." I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know, like, I don't know, but you have to be also realistic. You can't be like. But at the beginning, I think the Canada was like doing I don't know. Right now, just because they got more vaccine, US is really pushing hard, and like sometimes even when I talk to them, they're like laughing at Canada, like, look at them, why are they so slow? And it's funny, you know. But even the people from there are just saying the same thing. So I don't know, like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and just kind of talking about that whole new normal, new joy kind of thing. What does joy look like for you today? I mean, has it changed at all from when the pandemic began, or is it still kind of the same? Is it just kind of your music?
No, I feel like it's my music. I feel like I still do have fun, but I feel like, definitely this whole year has brought on like, it's hard to feel relaxed because of what's happening around you. So like,
Right.
I don't know. This is like, I've never experienced this in my whole life. I always felt like, I don't know, especially as a musician, you want to be in an environment where you feel relaxed so that you can like, more like can come out of you. I think it's gone, like, went down a degree. My joy has gone a little bit more down, but like I do things to keep me joyous. I try to, like, for example, I sometimes I do lectures, or I try to surround myself with like positive people who will bring me up. I think that's always very important, and like I said, I think eventually it will back to normal. You just need to, push through it, and yeah. So.
Right. I think I'll start to feel joy when I can get a haircut.
Me
get
too.
this mop off my head.
Yeah, I got vaccinated for the first vaccine, so I'm happy about that. So one more, and then I'll be like, whatever, like, I don't care anymore. Like,
yeah, ready to go.
yeah, because at the beginning they were like, oh no, you still have to keep wearing masks all the time, like. But in the States, they're already like telling me you don't have to anymore if you have like, both vaccinations.
Right.
So. Yeah, I think because they saw what happened in Israel, how good it was, I think they were like more relaxed about it. So.
Yeah, give me my second vaccine and then send me off to a rave. I'm ready.
I know. I feel like I'm just like I feel like I was still working up. I feel like everything is coming down in terms of piano lessons as well. Like in June, and I feel like, why am I still working? Like if everybody's over there, everybody's going on vacation. Why don't they just go on vacation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I haven't taken any time off the whole year. I'm like, it's about time. Like I do something, some more.
For
like,
sure.
Like I'm like, why am I always working? Like I don't understand.
What are you looking to the most, Jelena? Like, what is the most exciting to you about getting back to normal?
Well, everything, just like, I got a new job. I told you today for like, I got this semester job, and I'm like, yay, like normal, like going to work, and I'm so excited about it. And like, it pays well. So that's amazing. And just like, performing again, I'm starting to get gigs, like calls for gigs and for concerts. Getting back to like my students, like in-person lessons, just like enjoying life, like in a normal way, socializing without like, people being freaked out about it.
Yeah. Yes. 6 feet. Yeah, stay in your
like,
hula hoop.
Oh my God. Everything just like, just like everything that we took for granted, I guess, that like, like none of us have gone through anything like this in our whole entire lives, so like, but just getting back to normal, just like, it's going to be like, I think it's going to feel like super relaxing. So I'm going to like, try to live up like every minute of it. So.
Right. And that brings me to my next question, actually. What are some things that, I mean, if any, that you may have taken for granted in the past that seem so rare and so precious today?
Yeah, I feel just like, having that ability to like live a normal life as opposed to now. I mean, like, I don't ever want to be in this situation again, like where I'm cooped up with like, with everybody, and like just like you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, like so many restrictions. Oh my God. And I feel, especially like as an artist, you feel like at the beginning I felt like my freedom is to, you want your freedom, you want like to be free, like you need to be free. Some people, I don't know, some people don't care, they want to follow the rules, but like I felt like they're restricting me from living my life, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I feel like, definitely, that kind of feeling of like not being restricted anymore to do things, and I can do whatever I want. I can travel. Definitely looking forward to going back to traveling, doing all the things I used to love to do, like, just like, yeah, everything. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm looking forward to taking these masks off and getting rid of all the maskne that I've been getting on my chin. Like, I'm
really
over it.
When I was in New York for the first 3 months, we had to wear masks everywhere.
Right.
So when I came to Toronto, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy I don't have to wear a mask anymore. But now over there, you don't have to wear it. So I'm like, I'm so ready to ditch the mask. Especially during warmer weather, it's harder to wear it, I think, in the warmer weather, it's like, oh my God, it's like in the winter, it's okay. But during the summer, it's hard to wear. So
Yeah, definitely, and especially doing exercises. I mean, going to the
yeah,
gym when we were allowed to go to the gyms and working
yeah, yeah,
out with a
yeah.
mask on, it was brutal. You could barely feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah, I know. So it's like getting your breathing system back to normal.
Yeah, yeah, for
What has
sure.
it been
So
like for you? What have you been doing? You've been keeping really busy, yeah?
yeah, but just trying to, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
everyone else, I've been locked
yeah,
in my house and not really able to do much. But I feel like the podcast has kind of given me an opportunity to reach out and to have those interactions in whatever normal way that I
yeah,
can.
yeah. I feel like you're doing great, and it's great that you're doing this, and like, good luck with
Oh,
everything.
thank you. Well, thank you for coming on the show as well. We really appreciate being able to talk to you and
Yeah, yeah,
pick your
yeah.
brain a little bit. So, just before I let you go here, Jelena, I want to get a little more. I want to dig a little deeper, a little bit. So, kind of just pick your brain about life in general, and
Okay.
just kind of about success, and for all those people out there, just like myself, who are reaching toward a level of success.
Sure, sure.
Someone who has reached a level of success and continues to climb that ladder of success.
Yeah.
What advice could you give to others that want to follow in your footsteps, that are maybe working on their bachelor's, or maybe still in high school, or even younger than that?
Okay, so I feel like first of all, what you need to do is you have to find a right teacher, like for music. And there's a lot of like for me, like it took a while until I found the right teacher, and I feel like I don't know what would work the best for them, but for me, what worked the best was the teacher who was like doing things in a more, like smarter and more relaxed way. And I think that like this, I think a lot of it like in this society, what's like in these days, it's a lot of people are like anxious about like doing things or like like not having enough confidence. I guess it also comes with age, but I feel like everything can be done. Like there has to be like a lot of hard work. You have to work very, very hard, but you have to work in a smart way. So if you work in a smart way, you can accomplish things in a quicker way than if you just like work hard and keep saying I'm so busy, I never have any time for anything. Like, and what more advice would I give? Yeah, like I said, you have to work hard. You have to be determined. You have to be passionate about your goals, and you have to keep pushing, and you have to find the ability to have confidence in yourself and to overcome pressures that come your way. Like maybe in some ways, take this seriously, but don't take it like super seriously so that it's like blocking you from like moving forwards. Yeah, all of that has helped me like throughout my career, my life. But also like I think you have to find people who are going to give you the right amount of emotional support, mental support, people who believe in you and who believe in your abilities. But you also have to find a way to believe in yourself like the most. So it's a combination of all those kinds of things that you have to kind of like figure out on the way. And yeah, but definitely you have to listen to your teachers. So you can't just like go into music school and be like, I want to do everything how I want to do, like because this is sometimes what I see in young people who are just want to do things on their own, or they expect things like to be done instantaneously, and they want to like achieve something in like 1 year. Because you have to have patience, you have to have devote a lot of time and a lot of your energy and your brains to your art. And like just like you have to, once you're done with school, you have to be proactive. This is what I see a lot in today's society. I feel like people are passive. This is how I find it. And they're just kind of like sitting there and like expecting like stuff to happen for them and not like really trying hard. I feel like they're just like, oh, like why doesn't this happen to me, and like but you're not really trying hard. I feel like you have to, even after you have to be proactive, you have to take chances. You have to go after what you want, If you're just sitting there, I mean, I don't know, how do you expect?
Right. It's not going to fall in your lap.
Yeah. So I feel like that's like, the proactive part is super, super important, which I think's, I don't know. I feel like even it should be taught in school, like how to be proactive, like, cause like some classes, like, like how to get people to be more active in terms of like, what they're doing, because it's not enough just to do things do things on the surface. It's not enough. You have to dig deeper, like these
Right.
days. I feel like in terms of everything what you're doing, and if you want to become successful at it, you can't just do the minimum and then expect to be successful. That's not how it's going to happen.
Yeah, and you mentioned something that I found really interesting when you said work smarter. What can you say about the difference between working hard and working smart?
I feel that like you have to, if you work smart, you do things in a more relaxed way, and you exactly know what to do at a certain point. And like in terms of piano, you have to be very, very concentrated in what you're doing. So your level of focus when you're doing something has to be super high. So this is all these things combined together, you know. And then if you're doing things in this kind of way, you will get much more better results than if you're just like kind of like, oh, you know, like thinking about like, you know, when am I gonna have lunch or something, you know, during your work. So your work has to be super, but that comes with time. I feel like the more I stayed in school, the more and more I learned how to like really focus, like really in a super deep way. So
Yeah.
you can't expect it to happen like right away, and you have to be strict about what you're doing. You can't be just like, I don't know, it's like almost like strict and relaxed kind of way. If you're doing art, it has to be your calling. You have to feel like it's your calling. And like if you get up every day and you want to play the piano every day, then it's your calling. It's like something like if you think this is what I want to do every day, you know, I'm never bored of it. I can do it every day, all over and over again.
Right. And just kind of going off of that, what can you say about the importance of being aware of your surroundings? Even as a pianist, is that important for you, or do you kind of just get lost in a moment?
For me, it works best if I'm like in a calm, positive environment. Then I can really be myself and I can explore everything artistically. Like open-mindedness is very important for arts. I feel like, you know, I don't know if you know that song by Shawn Mendes. What he says, like, I wish I was in a world that was not so black and white.
Hmm.
That's how I feel sometimes. I wish that I'm surrounded, but you know, but like in music school, in your music school, like you are surrounded in that environment, but you're not always going to be in that environment, like in the real world, you know. So it's almost like you have to create your own. You know, I feel that like artists like are very open-minded, and in order to be creative, this is how you have to function. Yeah. So. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. I love that you quoted the Shawn Mendes song.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. Actually, I think you and I were talking about Ariana Grande earlier today as well.
Yeah. She got married.
She did get married, and she didn't even invite us to the wedding.
Yeah. Well, it's only 20 people like during COVID, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that like I don't know, when you do music, it takes you to some totally different like it takes you to different worlds than like
Yeah.
this kind of world that's like, you know, like the black and white world that we live in today. And I feel like it's a more positive space. It's a more optimistic space. It's amazing feeling. So I think everybody should like do music and like, you know, try to connect with music in some kind of way, to play an instrument at some point in their life. So yeah, I really recommend it.
Right. And just going off of that inspiration that you had from the Shawn Mendes song, what can you say about the importance of connecting with your audience as a musician and kind of instilling that into them?
I think, you know, like I did a lot of concerts, and I feel that like, you know, we got a lot of really positive reactions from our audiences. And yeah, definitely it's important to connect to the audience. And I feel like, you know, when I started doing concerts after my doctorate, I felt like so nice when like people would like come up to you after a concert and like tell you how good it was, how happy, you know, they were after, how soothing it was. So I think I really love that. I really love, you know, performing for people and like, you know, having them enjoy it. And yeah, it's definitely important to connect, you know, with your audiences in all kinds of ways. So I'm totally looking forward to getting back into it.
Absolutely. And how would you define success? What does success mean to you overall throughout your entire career?
So I feel like, you know, first of all, success, like some people, what do the people think it's? Some people think success is getting like a doctorate. Some people think it's like making a lot of money. Some people think it's like, do you have a house or you don't have a house, or like how many cars do you have, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you're happy inside, and if you're happy with yourself, I think, you know, for you, like for me, I feel like I'm successful. Like, of course, you could always achieve more, but it's up to you. How do you define your own, you know, like version of success? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I feel that like, you know, don't let the society tell you like, you know, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Don't listen to that. But just kind of like, if you're happy with what you're achieving, and if you're accomplishing your goals and you feel okay, then I feel that, you know, create your own your own success. You know? Right.
And that's very inspirational coming from someone like you who has reached that level of success. I mean, a doctorate is absolutely insane. Like that's such a huge spectrum, right? So to kind of hear that it doesn't have to be so superficial from someone as you is definitely inspirational.
I don't think so. I think that like I said, like, you know, I think that there's lots of people who are just like, you know, I don't know, people who do like full-time jobs and they're miserable. They make a lot of money. Like, do you think that's success? Like, I mean, if you're just like miserable and you don't like your job and you're like,
Right.
your main goal is just to like get more and more and more. Like some people are always like, we want more. But like, if you're happy with what you have and if you enjoy your life, then like, I think that this is what success is to me, you know? People who are more like balanced out in terms of what do they achieve and have like peace within themselves, I think, you know? This is what
Absolutely.
I think. You need to have peace inside that you are like, okay, that you're fine no matter what, you know? And that you can deal with any obstacle in your life. Like something comes your way, you can be fine.
Well, Jelena, I think that's all I have for you. Is there any parting words that you'd like to leave us with today?
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you today, and I was looking forward to it, and like it's great you're doing this, and good luck with all these interviews. And if somebody wants to take lessons or like come to any of my future concerts, I'm sure you can like put that inside of the YouTube. So yeah, so
absolutely.
If you connect with me, ask me some questions about piano or like join our adult or kids master classes. They're very affordable. You can do that.
Well, Dr. Jelena Cingara, thank you so much. Everyone can definitely find you and connect with you through our show description. All your links will be there. Again, thanks so much for taking the time and for parting your words of wisdom upon us.
I don't know. So work hard, enjoy your life, and have fun in your life. And like, don't take things like super, super seriously because, just do things in a more relaxed way and you'll be happy. Yeah. Those are my words of wisdom. And I will see you again sometime in the future.
Yeah, you will. Hopefully in person.
Yeah, I know, right?
To keep meeting over Zoom.
I know. Definitely. Yes.
You can follow Jelena Cingara on social media, and if you're looking for lessons, visit her website for more information. You can find all of her links in the show description. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to The Jordan James Show, and while you're there, please give us a nice rating and review. We're available for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and at thejordanjamesshow.com for more exclusive content. I'm your host, Jordan James, and we'll see you next time as we continue to discover the path to success on The Jordan James Show.
During COVID-19, during the pandemic, there was a lot of chaos going on, and we thought, what could we do throughout this period of time where instead of focusing on these problems, we could think of an opportunity.
My name is Matthew Evanson. I am co-founder and head coach at F.I.T Performance.
My name is Jelena Cingara. I'm 21 years old, and I am the co-founder and head coach here at F.I.T Performance.
We initially met on our first day at fitness and health promotion at Durham College. Throughout that, we started to study together a little bit more, and we really noticed that we had a really good work connection. We could work well together.
So we started brainstorming. Matthew and myself would hop on calls every day, trying to think, create an idea. What can we do to really make an impact that can also change people's lives? And that's when we decided to come up with F.I.T Performance, which is now our company that we are very proud and very happy to bring to you guys. Our company offers personalized, tailored workout programs specific to your body that are safe, efficient, effective, and enjoyable.
We also have our training insights, which dive into the science behind some of our movements and what's happening exactly to your body when you're working out, when you're doing these types of things.
There you go, come on! Squeeze that back, come on, Matthew.
What sets us apart is our focus on lifestyle and mindset and training insights. We believe that focusing more on health as a holistic view and overall, physical and the mental aspect of things, focusing on overall wellness, we think not only provides you with more information and knowledge, but it helps with a better transformation and an overall healthy lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you're interested on taking the first step to an everlasting journey of growth, physically, mentally, and emotionally,
feel free to reach out to us on our social media. We'll link our information at the end of the video, and we'd be more than happy to help you set and achieve your health and fitness goals by leveraging our functional improvement techniques. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time, and we hope to connect with you soon. Take care.